Basically trial and error to no avail, until I eventually said this. This feels too much, like it's overcomplicated. I just want to put a character down. I should just put a new character down. Why am I not doing that? The character isn't instance specific. There's nothing stopping me from destroying the pumpkin I'm carrying and then spawning a fresh character when I want to put a bad pumpkin down. I've said it a couple of times before. Occam's razor. The simplest solution is often the best one. With this annoying issue out of the way, I started delving into some communication improvements. I do believe a big part of game design is actually just finding effective but creative ways of communicating from developer to player. I added a screen space widget of a small sphere which will fade in and out based on distance. I think this helps make it a little more clear on what is and isn't interactable. I did have to catch myself doing this though, as I was starting to creep into polish territory, and I still have important content to make, so I'm going to stop what I'm doing and refocus. Moving on to the menus next. I'm going to start with the main menu, and I quickly landed on a name for the game, Terry Punky and the Bad Pumpkins, which sounds like a great name for an indie rock Halloween band. I duplicated the farmhouse level to act as a live background with a simple camera sequence panning across. The menu came out pretty polished overall. There's some nice fade-in animations, the buttons feel clean, and the panning environment makes for an interesting backdrop. The only other menus I can really go ahead and do right now are the options and pause menu. Options are focused on graphics for now, but as long as I remember, I'd like to add some audio controls as well. Remind me. The pause menu is very similar to the main menu with a couple of the buttons reworked. For example, the resume button will unpause the game. And that more or less marks the end of the content for the game. Artwork is in place, mechanics are in place, and the AI for the pumpkin is working. There's a win state, lose state, and the user experience can take you from the main menu into the game and back out again. And what's crazy is that we're only just shy of 16 hours into the challenge, meaning we have just over 8 hours left. The only big remaining thing I need to do is audio, but I've estimated that to take around 3 hours, so I have at least a few hours for something else. Since I've got the very unusual luxury of having time on my side in one of these challenges, I'm going to play my game. I'm going to play it, see how it feels, and then we'll see what happens. But I know from previous experiences how important it is to play the game in its full picture and just feel it. What's it like to play? Are you having fun? Is it delivering the experience you hoped for? Something doesn't feel right. I've been playing the game for about 15 to 20 minutes now, and I've been taking a lot of notes throughout. There's something there. The core of the idea is present. Things are working generally as intended, but just because something works doesn't mean it feels right. The overall experience, if I'm being honest, it isn't quite right. It's quite tough to be honest with your own work, especially if you've put any amount of time into it. My first thought is, what am I supposed to do at this point? I'm quite deep into the challenge. Fortunately, in my case, I've been doing game development for a while now, and this isn't my first rodeo. So whilst they may not be perfect solutions, I quite quickly had some directions to go down, and because of the way the game has been designed mechanically, I've got a bit of time to fix it and also implement new things with relative ease. So let's take a closer look. There's a bunch of minor notes, but there's two main factors which I believe are issues. The gameplay is static as a result of too much freedom, and there's too much predictability, which removes tension. Let's start with the staticness. Because the player has the freedom to plant pumpkins wherever they like, they will generally take the easiest route. And the one which makes the most sense and is most convenient is to place the pumpkins relatively close together and near the front of the house. Why would you plant the pumpkins anywhere else? And so what this does is it creates a limited play space in which the player never goes round either side or the back. Because of this limited space, the player is almost always in a safe zone. Their cone of vision will mostly capture their play space, and as long as they don't turn their back too much, it's difficult to be caught out. The player is not vulnerable or exposed, and after a while the player will learn that, and the game's tension reduces very quickly. So we need to get the player moving, and I believe the way to do that is to take the planting freedom away. I'm going to add planting patches to the front, side and back of the house. These patches will be exclusive for growing pumpkins on, and they should have limited space, meaning you will naturally outgrow one and require another if you want to make more money. This already gets the player moving much more, and because they are moving more, they are exposing themselves more. There's less opportunity to